About 2 years ago when I was in Brussels, I go to Brussels periodically, and they were flagging that there was a US-EU free trade agreement coming up, which was announced this week by Barroso and Obama that it's going ahead. And back then, 2 years ago, they announced that the preparatory process was harmonising the regulation between the two, basically making the frameworks the same between the US and the EU. And they also flagged at that point that the first thing to be harmonised would be health. So since then, we've had the Health and Social Care Bill preparing the NHS for transnational investors. Exactly that. And then that free trade, heading into that free trade agreement was announced this week. So that's the trajectory we're on, and that's what those changes to the NHS are heading towards.
Well, American healthcare or something.
So I've written a 4-page document that some people here have seen, and it's being passed around. So if you would like to get that emailed to you, give me your email address. Explain it, which explains that situation. Because this campaign, the whole campaign with the bill was promoted. The bill was promoted, and it was opposed on the national level. But what I'm pointing out that it's actually goes far beyond the national level, and that's what people need to be aware of. Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
So what was that again? The agreement?
The EU-US Free Trade
Just like to
Agreement,
introduce
Thank you.
Dr.
announced this week by Obama and Barroso, but it's been in the pipeline for a long time, and the harmonisation of the health care of health has been in the process for a long
David, thanks very
time.
much for coming along.
Good morning, everyone. As Clive has just said, I'm a public health doctor.
But yeah,
I'm a public health doctor.
Is it switched on?
press
Press.
it right against your mouth.
Yep, that's it.
You got right against your mouth.
Good
yeah.
morning, everyone. As Clive said, I'm a public health doctor. I work in London. It's great to be in Eastleigh. I qualified as a doctor, having trained as a medical student not far from here, Southampton University Medical School. The dismantling of the NHS, conducted through the Health and Social Care Act, was quite frankly an affront to democracy. There was no democratic mandate given to the government to dismantle the NHS. And so a vote for the NHS is a vote to rescue and reinstate the NHS. But I think there is more to both the NHS and the National Health Action Party. The NHS is about healthcare, but it's also about the kind of society we want to live in. The NHS represents an institution built on the principle of fairness, an institution built on an ethos of public service. It represents a space within society where our lives are not driven by the profit motive, and it represents a symbol of social solidarity. So saving the NHS must be seen as an act to promote a decent and civilized society. As far as the National Health Action Party is concerned, of course, we want to make sure that the next Parliament will pass new legislation to reinstate the NHS. But the National Health Action Party is also determined to promote not just a healthier health service, but a healthier Parliament. Because Parliament is sick. Too many vested interests, too many corrupt politicians. What we need is a new breed of parliamentarians. MPs who are not professional career politicians, beholden to a party machinery. We need MPs who are determined to challenge parliamentary sleaze and who will vote, debate, scrutinise and represent the people and serve in the public interest. So the people of Eastleigh need to send a message to the rest of the country that we want a new politics and a new democracy. Save the NHS for our healthcare, but save the NHS for a healthier society.
Louise there?
Ouch.
Thought I'd wake you up.
And finally, I'd like to introduce Dr. Louise Irvine, who's a GP in Lewisham and chair of Save Lewisham A&E, who's really at the sharp end of what can happen to our NHS under a bunch of politicians that we've got at the moment. So I'll hand you over to Dr. Louise Irvine.
Hi everybody. I'm a GP. I care about my patients. I care about the NHS because I've seen how much good it has done for my patients over the last 25 years that I've been a GP. But now the NHS is under attack on many fronts. It's facing billions of pounds in cuts to frontline services and staff. Tens of thousands of nurses, doctors and therapists have already lost their jobs. Financial imperatives have cut numbers of nurses on the wards below levels where safe, compassionate care can be guaranteed. Staff are subjected to inhumane, top-down targets and bullying if they speak out. This government has brought in a law that will allow the private for-profit sector to take over the NHS. It will become a profit-driven enterprise. That is already happening. It's going to be taken over by people who want to make a profit out of people's illness. We find that absolutely disgusting and abhorrent. The NHS is under threat as never before, and that's why I'm supporting Ian McLennan in Eastleigh. People are waking up to the threat and realising if our NHS is destroyed, we can never get it back again. The fight back starts here. People of Eastleigh, you have a historic opportunity. Be courageous. If you elect Ian, a doctor who has devoted his life to patients and the NHS, not only will you have an effective champion for our NHS in Parliament, but you will also send a powerful message to the government and to all the main parties that the people want them to stop undermining and destroying the NHS. People want them to restore it as a health service that is not based on corporate self-interest and the profit motive, but one that is based on the values of care and compassion. That's what Ian stands for. That's what the National Health Action Party stands for. And I hope you will all vote for Ian. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Louise. So I think we'll call it a day there, and I just want to thank everybody for turning up. And in summary, just need to do one thing, and that's vote for Dr. Ian McLennan and vote for the National Health Action Party. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you. Well. Anyway, thank you guys for joining us. Small rally, but hey, actually they are just starting out. But I'm hoping that if you could just send this, share this via you can watch it. Yeah, if you could just tweet this out, share it, Google Plus it. Just not MySpace. I hate Murdoch. But in any case, yeah, it's good that they we try to actually live stream it as much as possible. The more publicity, the better. And hopefully we'll be uploading this in YouTube as well. Okay, so thanks guys, and peace out. See you later.
I unfortunately wasn't able to work. I was actually interviewed in Eastleigh at one point.